Hello everyone, and welcome to my February reset. It's a new month, and that means it's time to reset our goals, start off with intention, and name what we want this month. If you have a walking pad, come meet me. We're gonna be cruising for the next few minutes, or just sit there and relax. Maybe bring out a notepad so you can write down your 3 goals for February. That'd be so great. All right, let's get started on our walk. I don't know what speed you're gonna go at, but I like to increase it as I go along. This won't be a long walk. We're just going to cruise until we set the intention for February. But first we have to start off with a January reflection. January was so busy for me, but I wanted it to be busy. I did some great things in February. I was able to go to Sat Anime, which was great. I also was able to do a community bread art making class with my sisters. That was a lot of fun. I also, and this was not intended to happen, I signed up to be a poetry coach for high schoolers. There's a national competition called Poetry Out Loud. I was asked to be their poetry coach, and I was able to go back to my old high school, do a bit of a presentation, and see if I can get students signed up. 3 students did, and 1 of them became our county finalist, and we'll be moving on to state. That was a lot of fun, amazing fun. And then also I signed up for a few fellowships that are happening in my town. I'm really excited. I won't hear back until hopefully, this upcoming week. So today's Monday. Hopefully I'll hear something back from at least one of them during this week, but I bet it's gonna take them a little while to go through all of the applications. Super excited about that. If I can say one thing that I'm proud of from January, it's a tie between being the poetry coach, because like I said, that was a lot of fun to see students really get into it. And these were like their first time competing and first time kind of interacting with poetry, and I love poetry. So I think that is such a highlight. But it was also stressful, we had a limited amount of time to get them ready to compete, so it was a little stressful. So I'm gonna have to go with probably my upload schedule. It's so hard to be consistent on YouTube. I'm always thinking of new ideas, but I'm really proud that I kind of pushed through and uploaded. I hope that as time goes along, I can get better at being consistent on the day that I post, but once a video is done, it's up. So I think I've just been getting more okay with having a video be up instead of it being perfect. So I think that's what I'm most proud of in January. What about you? What are you most proud of that you did in January? And it can be something small. All my dishes were clean, there was never a dish in the sink. Hey, if you're able to do that, kudos on you. Maybe it's, I made my bed, every day. Kudos to you. Maybe it's, I didn't yell at my boss or yell at my sister. Kudos to you. Because sometimes they be asking for it. A Japanese word of the day, aruku. Aruku. It means to walk. Aruku, which is literally what we're doing right now. Aruku. One of my goals for 2026 is to improve my Japanese. So you might catch me saying a little bit of Japanese, or you might catch me teaching you a word that I'm trying to learn. I hope you stay tuned, and I hope you improve your Japanese too, even just a little bit. So what was the word that we just learned? Aruku. It means to walk. We are just a few minutes in, and now we're talking about February goals. For February, I want it to be all about food, fun, and fitness. The reason why I'm walking on my walking pad is because I want to make a daily habit of getting on my walking pad and walking for 30 minutes. Now, we're not walking that long today, but maybe we can work our way up there. But I would like to set a goal for myself that I walk on my walking pad at least 3 times out of the week. If I can do it daily, I will definitely give myself like a treat at the end. I'm gonna try to not make it food. I'm gonna try to probably make it like an anime thing that I get to buy. but it's really hard to make a routine to do it every single day. And there are other things that I want to try to accomplish too, like my Japanese. And then one of my other goals for February was food. I just bought this new cookbook and it's like rainbow bowls. And I think for food, you can definitely into calorie tracking, trying out a diet, but all I want to do is to go through every single recipe in this cookbook. I think it'd be so much fun, and I've never done that before. I've never actually made every single recipe in a cookbook that I purchased, but this one feels so possible. Today I actually had the oatmeal bowl, and then I'm also going to make their like lazy weekend one, which I believe is chickpeas and this new sauce that I've never even tried before. I'm gonna butcher the name, but it's called harissa. It's like North African spice, but I've never tried it before. And that's what cookbooks allow you to do. You know, you're not reinventing the wheel. You're following this recipe and get to try all these different types of spices and things. It's gonna be a good time. A thing about these bowls is that they're all vegan, and they're supposed to like kind of go with the rainbow bowl. So red, green, yellow, and things like that. I cannot wait. And I've been enjoying it so far, and I really hope I can stick with it. So the goal for February with food is to go through all of these bowls. I'm gonna be tracking like, you know, how much effort does the bowl take? But really, I think my main tracker is gonna be, do I wanna make this again? If the answer is not, hell yeah, I cannot wait, I'm gonna put it in the no pile. Okay, so I said fitness, walking pad, 30 minutes, 3 times throughout the week. If I get a whole week, I get to get myself a little prize. And then 2 was food. Go through all of these power bowls, these vegan power bowls. It's part of my fun as well because I love cooking and love trying new spices and things I've never heard of. But I do have a last one for fun. And fun is to do more italki lessons. Like I said, I really want to improve my Japanese, so I'm going to just try to do more italki lessons. I think the goal at the beginning was do italki every day, but that starts adding up in price, and I'm not monetized yet, so I think it's going to be do at least 2 italki lessons a week. I think I can do that, but the goal is to do italki lessons to make like my fear of speaking in Japanese to have less of a hold on me. I'm not typically shy, but I think I don't try to even like make a fumbling sentence because I feel like it's insulting them, but it's not. And I think if I just talked a lot more and did them in like rapid fire, I could be less afraid of making a mistake and more just trying. Sometimes conversations are happening so fast, like you have no idea how fast conversations are happening until you start learning a different language where you're like, give me a second to actually think of my sentence. That's me anyway. So it's like trying to increase my speed and like letting my mind come up with my sentence without me trying to form it in my head. Because I know I can. I know certain words and certain vocabularies and sentence structure. I think I do. I just get scared and I'm like, let me just think about what I'm gonna say. Aruku. And so I have to make sure just to let my brain just do my brain thing. You got it, girl. What are your goals for February? Let me know in the comments below. I hope they're exciting, I hope they're fun, and I hope they're honest. Sometimes we get trapped in picking out goals that, you know, are just kind of mainstream. Like, I want to read 3 books, even though you know you haven't read a book in like a year. Or it might be like, I want to go jogging, and you know, you don't even have shoes to go jogging. You know, no matter what your goal is, you're going to find resistance. Like for me, I want to make these bowls, but I have to go drive 30 minutes to go get an ingredient that only is at this one store. that type of resistance, it would be like, you know, maybe I can skip or maybe I can figure something else out. But I think the more you enjoy, you know, the thing that you're trying to achieve, it'll be less of a nuisance. Like I was like, I get to go pick up a spice that I've never heard of at one of my favorite stores. Absolutely, let's go. So I hope whatever your goals are for February, that they're real to you. You know, I also want to watch more anime. Me and my boyfriend have been talking about waking up early, like at 5:30 or 6 a.m. just to watch anime before we have to go to work. And I'm down for it, but we have to be able to go to bed. Sleep is not one of my goals for February, so we'll give it a go. All right, so I believe we set our intentions for February. Tell me about what you're proud of in January, reflect on it, all the cool things you did. You can even tell me about something that you're willing to let go in January to move forward in February. And then tell me about your 3 goals for February. What are you into? What are you looking forward to? You know, I can't wait to hear about it. Set the intention, set the goal. Get on your walking pad, march it out, step it out. Before I go, I just want to talk about all the events that are happening in February. Anime Gaming Con is going to be right around the corner, literally Saturday and Sunday. Looking forward to that. There is also a like book festival that I hope that I can make it out to. That would be really fun. And then it's also Black History Month, so happy Black History Month, and I know I'm going to be finding different ways to get involved in my city with that. So stay tuned. So much to look forward to. All right, guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, help me out and give this video a like. Comment down below your goals and your intentions for February. And then don't forget to subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one. So long, Hotman.